And this is a power of sale. Once again, the bank has took over this 48% loss on this house. Then it finally sold. The bank took it. Obviously, we've been over this. Power of sales just trending up and up and up. The housing market is crashing so bad that some places are going back to 2015 levels. Just think about that. But first of all, I want to get into this video because it's about a new condo development in Edmonton, and you need to see this. Thanks to Eric for sending me this. Made me laugh so hard.
Got some new condos in my neighborhood. Check out this one. You gotta hop the
Look at that. They've got a full curb just to get on their driveway, but it gets worse.
Get into your garage there.
Just wait for it.
Y'all, check this one out. You guys are gonna love this one.
Oh, they just put the electrical pole right in front of the garage. Oh man, it's just absolutely hilarious. Looks like it's going to fall down anyway, so won't be there for much longer. But this is just showing you the build quality of housing in Canada. But imagine this, picture this. It's 2015, Justin Trudeau just got elected. You're thinking, oh shit. And you just buy a condo and you're thinking, wow, you know what? He's going to be bringing so many people to the country that prices of real estate are just going to skyrocket. And they're never coming back. They are never coming back.
I don't think prices will be going down anytime soon.
There's been a decade of the Liberals being in charge. And guess what? You have round-tripped 10 years worth of gains. So 335,000 it was sold for in 2025. And that is just a little bit higher than the 304,000 that it sold for in 2015. Just think about that. Absolutely insane. But the losses, they don't stop there. This is another one posted by Ben on X. This is Woodstock, power of sale. So this house just sold for $675,000. That looks like a reasonable price for a home like that. That's kind of what you would expect, actually. But guess what it sold for back in 2022? 1.24 million. But it was the bank that was unloading that.
I think I want my money back.
It wasn't the person selling it. It was the bank that took hold of that property and they unloaded it. And you're going to see more and more of these coming. I've already said it before. John Flynn updated his stats just the other week. You can see here power of sales surging here. Bank sales, power of sales up again, up 10% in 1 month, up 121% from October 2024, up 619% from October 2023. Now over 1,000 listings. You can see it right here. But guess what? There is no problems with the banks, guys. Don't worry about it. There's never going to be a banking issue with this many people losing their homes. There's going to be no problem at all. Luke, you're just a dick. Oh my God, you've got to laugh. You've got to laugh at these people. So anyway, 1,000 listings, over 1,000 listings now, but I'm sure it's just nothing. I'm sure nothing is going to happen there and it's all going to be fine. But take a look at the history here because they did try and sell this thing. 2023, they listed $1 million. They were trying to take the loss, but then they tried to increase the price. That didn't work. Then they tried decreasing again, then increasing again, then slightly lower, then slightly higher. Then they tried to rent it out. Then they tried listing it for $759. That sounds like the bank to me. And then it finally sold. The bank took it, although it looks like the bank took it this year as well. And you're going to see more and more of this happening. So this is like near a 50% loss. I think around 45%, but my math could be off on that. So 50% loss nearly. Absolutely insane. And then you've got this almost 50% of equity evaporated in one single year. But guess what? It's not a crash. There is nothing going on with Canadian real estate.
What?
Just look at Halifax. Look over at Halifax. Housing prices are still going up there. I mean, come on, guys. They're never coming down there. I mean, that'll never happen. Oh, man, I'm in a real fun mood today. So anyways, this one is huge. Just a little over a year ago, someone bought this Ajax home for a mind-blowing $2.4 million. 8 months later, is up for sale for $2 million. No takers. Price dropped by $650,000. No takers. The lender capitulated and it sells for a $1.1 million loss, 48% loss on this house. And this is a power of sale. Once again, the bank has took over this this. This isn't being sold by the owner. And those bank sales, they're not going up. I mean, this chart, just look at it upside down. I'm sure it looks better.
A few moments later.
Put your elbows up, everybody. Everything's going to be fine here.
All right, elbows up. Elbows up.
I mean, it's just absolutely crazy. 48% is just a massive crash, but obviously people don't want to admit that. But that is huge. So $1.2 million. To be honest, I would go and buy this house because it looks exactly the same. $675,000. This one's $1.2 million. And then again, Toronto is tanking. Detached homes in Toronto, once thought to be immune to any housing downturn, are taking an absolute beating. This one was bought in 2022 for nearly $2 million. It sold this week for a $615,000 loss, a 32% drop from the previous sale. So a 32% loss, $650,000 just gone, just like that. So this just sold for $1.3 million, as you can see. And back in the peak euphoria there, literally the peak euphoria, it sold for over $1.9 million. Absolutely insane. So now we have to get into some of these stats of what's going on in the housing market, because it hit a new low, because it's not crashing, everybody. It just hit another low, but everything's fine. Canadian real estate sellers all had the same brilliant idea last month. Let's list right before inventory surges. Career data shows September sales hit a multi-year high, but the volume remained tepid, especially in contrast to the record flood of new listings. Market balance is now the weakest since the 90s real estate crash, helping push prices even lower. And then you can see what's going on here. We are getting into that sort of fear capitulation stage because nothing has really brought this back. You've now got prices average, which is stuck at $682,000. That's going all the way back to March 2021 levels around that time. So it has really reversed 4 years of gains essentially in the housing market, which is crazy. So Canadian home prices continue to slide, hitting another multi-year low. The typical home fell 0.6% to $682,600 in September. That's down 3.4% from last year. Prices have dropped 19.8%, $169,000 since the 2022 peak. So nearly 20%, and that is across the entire country. But I just think that's a little bit of a gully, an itsy bitsy gully.
Itsy bitsy little gully right now.
Nothing to see here. It's just absolutely crazy.
The condominium market is absolutely dead right now.
So anyway, these are the sales. They are improving slightly, but they're by no means at the 2021, 2020 levels or even near the highs. They're just improving slightly. But this is the major news here. And this is what you need to keep your eye on, especially if you plan to get into this market at some point, because over the next couple of years, it might be the best chance that Canadians have to get into the market, especially younger people.
What is he doing?
He's beginning to believe.
But what you want to look for, if you're looking for a bottom in this market, you want to see this actually going down. So the new listings is still trending up. You would like to see this coming down, and you would like to see sales moderately picking up, which would mean prices would start to trend towards actually going up. But really, it would be the sign of the inventory really starting to deplete that would actually lead you to believe that this is over. So it looks far from over right now, and we know that from previous cycles, and we know that because once again you've got inventory that is hitting a high here. According to this chart, nearly 92,000 listings, which is the highest as far as this chart goes back to 2007. But it gets even worse than that, because the sales to new listings ratio, which is how you define market balance, is the lowest for the month since 1995. Just think about that. 1995. Where the housing market was in 1995. You know what really pisses me off is people are going to call this a crash after the fact. You know that, right? So down the road, when prices start to recover, people will call this a crash. But right now, they're not calling it a crash. And that's all to do with the real estate's power. They have a lot of power, and that is definitely the case. Obviously, we've been over this. Power of sales just trending up and up and up, as you can see on this chart. Now over 1,000 listings, as John Flynn put on X. You got Shazzy that posted posted this, you've obviously had the ruling that came out about indigenous land rights. And this could be terrible for homeowners, especially in BC, because obviously they could lose the title to their property. Take a listen to this clip.
We don't want to be moving anywhere. We don't want to be giving up this property. We have no intentions of selling this property. So whatever's happening right now, it's very concerning.
So the question is, will anybody want to ever buy a property that is being so affected? Get a mortgage?
No mortgage, no lender is going to want to lend to a property where the person could potentially not even own it. I mean, it's just absolutely insane. And take a listen to some of the comments here. The homeowners who voted for Carney while screaming about indigenous land rights. Forget 2014 prices. They're going to zero. So just absolutely hilarious. And then you've got this again from Shazzy. Check him out on X, always posting fantastic stuff. What happens when an entire generation realizes there are no jobs left to grow into, only debt, degrees, and denial? The Canadian dream wasn't stolen overnight, no, that's for sure. It was slowly cooked by policy, by greed, and by silence. TikTok. Since 2004, might I add, because, you know, politicians, they want to say it lines up with their schedule, like 2015, for example. But really, it's been going on since 2004. I mean, you just look at a chart of real estate prices, or debt growth is the best chart to look at, actually, because this is a debt bubble. So if Canadian job market is cooked, then what is the plan if things go from bad to worse? I mean, this is just sad. I keep reading how Canada is cooked and how so many are unable to find any or meaningful jobs for the past X months or even a year. There are so many posts, especially from the new grads, that the job market is just dead and how they are running out of savings, etc. The question is, what if Canada is really cooked? If tariffs and whatnot really crush Canadian job market in 2026, considering how expensive it is to live in Canada, what is the plan of the newly minted STEM graduates? Stay in Canada and keep searching for survival jobs, or move elsewhere? If the latter, then move where exactly? And obviously people are going to say the United States.
Now we're the hottest country anywhere in the world.
Job market is a joke. Been laid off from 2 major industries in less than a year and needing to look for work again with almost no savings is a depressing and daunting task. There aren't really many good jobs, and the salaries no longer match the cost of living in many cases. If you think it's now, just wait until you wake up. They don't have time. The kids are just going to leave. Your best bet and brightest will be just to go to other countries, mostly the US.
I'm gonna come.
But the US economy is now slowing down and worsening as well. Layoffs are accelerating there. But anyway, you've also got a new research that finds that Canadians are the 3rd biggest users of antidepressants in the world, with researchers blaming climate anxiety for the high rates of use. This is just hilarious. What? It's not climate anxiety. It is because Canada is in a depression. People have anxiety about paying their bills. That's really what's going on. I mean, it's literally a depression. People can't afford food and they're even depressed. Like, they're using the antidepressant drugs, which get people hooked on them, basically, and then they'll never be off them. And you only have to connect the dots with the fertility rate that is just tanked and absolutely collapsed, and it just continues to collapse. No matter who gets in charge, the standard of living will not change by a great deal, and this will continue going down because you need something really drastic to happen, a complete change in the direction of Canada. And I just do not believe, I do not have any faith in the status quo parties to deliver that change. I just don't think it's going to happen. Just look at the UK, look at the United States, look at other countries that have seen even more extreme status quo politicians get elected, yet nothing really changes. The people are still losing. The majority of people, the middle class, is still shrinking. So that's the reality of what's going on, and it's very unfortunate. But just to put the icing on the cake now and put the little cherry on there as well, Canada calls Nicaragua a dictatorship, and many Canadians are going there, by the way. Nicaragua, extremely cheap, some of the most loving and caring people in the world, but they quietly launder $3 million through it. I mean, this is the corruption that just happens in plain sight, and then people just kind of roll over and they're like, oh, just forget about that. $3 million going to a dictatorship. Who gets that money? Where is that money going? But this is just one of billions of dollars that is sent out. I mean, I'm sure with the hurricane that just happened last week in Melissa, terrible, praying for Jamaicans in Jamaica, because it's absolutely terrible what happened. But I'm sure Canada will be sending money there.
Whilst I was editing this video, guess what? The aid was announced.
And indeed, this humanitarian effort of $7 million in total, broken down into 5 and 2 million blocks.
But where is the money actually going? Because I guarantee you it's not going to where you think it is, which is helping average people on the ground. It's going to NGO organizations. And then guess what? The people who head up those organizations, they're friends with the politicians, and they have an amazingly big salary as well. It just so happens that they take a really big salary. It's a disgrace. It should be stopped. Not enough people are waking up to this realization of what's actually going on. So anyway, I want to thank you so much for watching this video. If you've enjoyed this video, please check out this video here. If you're looking for a VPN, want to help support the channel and protect your privacy, use ExpressVPN. Links in the description below. I've been using them for over 6 years. I will see you in the next one. Take care.